Day 22 of Black History Month. Today we're going to talk about George Jackson and the Soledad brothers. Now, George was born in San Quentin, California in September of 1941. When George was 19 years old, he was arrested under suspicion of being involved in a gas station robbery of $71. Now, he couldn't afford a fancy lawyer, so he had a public defender. That public defender told him, hey, just tell the judge you did it, you'll get a year, maybe less. George listened to him. He's a young guy. He was like, hey, it was me. You going to give me a year or less? The judge was like, no, I'm going to give you 1 year to life. 1 year to life. Yes, every year after you serve that 1 year, you have to sit in front of a parole board and convince them that you rehabilitated yourself so we can decide if we free you or not. That 1 year turned into 11 years. And for 7.5 of those years, he spent it in solitary confinement. 23 hours a day in a 6x9 foot cell for 7.5 years. Yes, I know, it's insane. And you might be thinking, why did he keep getting parole denied? It was because he started reading. Yes, he wasn't fighting, he wasn't doing anything crazy. He started reading Karl Marx, Lenin, Che Guevara. He started reading. And then they felt like he was becoming too militant and too radicalized, so they were scared to let him out in fear that he could lead some revolution. So they kept denying him. They would lie to him like, yo, next time we got you. Next time we got you. You're going to get out in a couple months. Oh, no, we changed our mind. That continued on. Let's fast forward. About 1969, 9 years into his sentence, there's a fight on a yard, and one of the guards ends up shooting and killing 3 black men. They don't let any of the black men take the stand and say what took place, and the guard is found innocent of any crime. Let's fast forward a year. An armed guard is beaten and thrown off of the balcony inside of the prison. Now, they don't know what happened, but they end up charging George Jackson, Fleta Drumgo, and John Clichetti as the perpetrators who killed the armed guard. With what evidence, you might ask? None. No clue if they were involved, but they looked at those 3 as militants, as black militants, so they put the blame on them. And they got known as the Soledad brothers. So remember last week when I told you guys about Angela Davis and the whole Marin County court situation, and somebody used her gun to hold the court hostage to try to get somebody free? That was George's little brother. Now, Angela was in contact with George and helping him get the word out, and George's brother thought more radically, took her gun and held the court hostage, ended in a shootout, and then that's how Angela Davis ended up getting in trouble because they thought it was her. 2 days before his trial, George was tragically killed, and they lied about how it happened. Look into it yourself. But his death actually led to an uprising in Attica prison that included a hunger strike and a prison takeover that made change. Know your history.